be calling you a radical, so this is breaking news. You'll get this nowhere on earth. The wheels of injustice, the case that goes on forever that nothing happens. Wait till they're all dead. U.S.S. Reagan versus TEPCO versus General Electric versus Hitachi versus the whole team of players. You thought this case was dead? Oh, this case ain't dead. Remember, it was ruled to go forward on August 25th, 2014. The case was already 2 years old then. Fast track, the California Appellate Court in Pasadena, 3-0, ruled it goes forward. State Department says it goes forward. I think it started when Templeton played here. Maybe, by the way, Tony Gwynn died post Fukushima, you do know. I think Ozzie Smith was still playing. Maybe Winfield was playing here when this case was filed. You know, the wheels of injustice. So I'll slow down and explain what's happened here. So John Edwards got involved, the tort attorney. Now let's remember John Edwards' wife died of cancer. Remember when he's hooked up with Real? If you have a middle-aged girl of my generation, she comes to you and she calls her Real or Sid or whatever. You know, her name's Lisa or Linda or Lori. You can guarantee, run. So she died. Well, remember, they had 2 children. Those 2 kids are attorneys. Those 2 kids have taken on this case. You don't think it's emotional to them? It's like kind of when Kamala Harris got involved in this in the early days on Stand Up, Shut Up, and I used to work because Kamala Harris' mother had just died of cancer. Find out the epidemiologist at Livermore, her mom. So here's what's going on. This is real important. So the case got tossed, right? Well, it was intentionally got tossed. The original case filed by Bonner & Bonner and Paul, and I like those guys, I know Paul really well, had a lot of problems with it. Look at this, environmental redemption. Hey, can you clean up the Pacific Ocean for Fukushima, sir? And so there was a lot of problems with this. Operation Foxconn News. So, by the way, how disgusting is this? This shirt's old. This is Diablo Candy. Look at the logo they use. The Shumash. So, yeah, perfect timing, right? Perfect timing. What's the odds, Peter? We didn't know that was going to happen, right?
Not at all.
So,
environmental remediation.
Hey, can you guys clean up the Pacific Ocean, right? What is the odds? So, this case started out as a $1 billion case. The young Cooper boy. One of the young men on the U.S.S. Reagan was in the bone marrow transplant center with me in LDS Hospital. He died in 2012. And this is real important because Norma Matheson died yesterday. Now I know her. Now who's that? Governor Scott Matheson in Utah, which was so widely reported. Wise governor got AML leukemia, right? Remember he died, he was a downwinder, so was she. So Brian Morris, who I just talked to, who's got the same disease as me, we're in LDS, he told me, he used to date the daughter. He says, you know, she's got it now, and she's going to have a transplant. Her obituary's in the paper today in Salt Lake. So many of these young guys off the U.S.S. Reagan are already dead. It can affect you a day later, it can affect you. Now this is real important because there's a young woman, you can Google her case, her name's Danielle Valentine. She died on the U.S.S. She's from Oakland. This was post all this dog and pony show. She died just a few days after being on the Reagan. Her dad went crazy, he raised all kinds of hell, media everywhere. He found a post that I'd done, called me on the phone. I said, you know about Fukushima? Had no clue what it even was. They sent in 32 ships. Full intention to entomb Fukushima, mitigate it. Why did they not finish the job? And they backed him out. Barack Obama inside the situation. A guy named John Holden. Cartwright. Look up, Haas Cartwright, the Joint Chief of Staff. He was going to be the Joint Chief. Obama said, make it so. This is important because I can talk about this now. I could talk about this a few years later. Because Holden's done an interview. John Holden, Science Technology, he's who's responsible for killing these people. He's a lawyer he's a professor at Harvard there next to Heyman and Ortiz, who killed Aaron Schwartz.
That.
So this is real important. He did an interview. Stay with me. Real important for this case. This young woman, I put her up to it. She got the second interview with him. Well, tell us about when Fukushima happened. We met in the Situation Room. We're all there. Jeff Rommelt, the head CEO of General Electric's in there. Barack Obama. I have the transcript. I can talk a little bit about it now. Somebody linked it to me. Japanese is all being beamed in there. Freaking Abe himself. All of them. The whole freaking dog and pony show. Operation Friendship. Was it an evacuation? Yeah, they wanted the whole island evacuated. The admiral, the U.S. admiral, who was the Joint Chief of Staff, wanted all of that. They sent in 32 ships. He wanted the entire island of Japan and Okinawa evacuated. All of them. All U.S. military personnel and civilians, 2 million people. They ordered evacuation. Rachel can verify. They cleared out. Ordered evacuation. So John Holden's in there. I will quote him. At 2:43 p.m. on March the 12th, we knew these were full-blown out meltdowns. We argued this case. The admiral said no. 9 hours they argued there. He went home. He was only home for 30 minutes. He got called back in. They want the Reagan right up next to the reactor to push water on it because their fucking helicopter dog. They knew they were full. Now remember, he had said these are full-blown out meltdowns. They knew. The admiral says, hell no, you'll kill them all. You'll rate them all just like the atomic veterans, my father, just like me. Haas Cartwright, the one who got sent to prison, that Obama thing, the Marine, Cartwright. Obama looks right over him. Holden says, yeah, send him in, we got something. We got to protect the nuclear industry. We got to protect the nuclear state. It was all about protecting the nuclear. You can't freaking entomb, you can't anything. Make it so. Make it so. Now remember, this is 9 hours after they had confirmed these were full blown out meltdowns. And the dog and pony. And Lake Barrett last night, who I know personally, you know, what are we, July 29th, 2019, the Wheels of Injustice, on 60 Minutes last night, this is a living hell, said everything Kevin Blanch has fucking been saying since the day it happened. It took them, on 60 Minutes, 100 months to tell you what Kevin Blanch told you in 1 hour. This case has been refiled. So he's asked Janice to reopen it up because he's fixed it. Edwards and the kids are going to take... This will be the biggest freaking class action case. This will dwarf Philip Morris. What are the mitigations? What are the punitive damages for killing the Pacific Ocean? By the way, the U.S.S. Reagan, when it came back and docked in 2013, the Chargers practiced on it. We should have brought the freaking Chargers. I'm the only person protest. They took my cameras. I'm standing right there with my signs. Don't go on that boat. Charge. They had a Little League sleepover football camp on it. I'm telling parents, you're crazy. Do not take them. You think that ship's still contaminated? Oh yeah, let's switch it out with the U.S. Washington. 32 ships were sent in. Do you know how many planes there are in this case? There's going to be. Anybody who's ever been on one of those 32 ships. So it's been retooled and refiled. You're going to get it nowhere. Kevin Blanch, I've been here the whole time. The activist that fucking stays true and fights. Without me, you got nothing. You know. Reporter, butcher, baker, candlestick maker, activist Kevin Blanch. Stay in tune.